So in this video, we're going to talk about the string length and how we can loop through a string. So here, string length first. To get the length of a string, we could use the len function. And then here is an example. So we have a string A that is set to hello Bob. And then we can use the len function and pass in the string variable or a string itself and then get the length returned. So here's another example. So we could use this to actually loop through a string. So here's an example. So we can say for I in the range of len fruit. So if we pass in the len of fruit, we'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 back. And then I in range 6 goes 0 to 5. And then that's basically 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All of the indices of the fruit banana. And then if we want to print every character, we can index it by fruit of I and then get the output like this. Since strings are sequences, we can loop through the characters in a string with a for loop. So here's another way to do that. Loop through the letters in the word banana. We can say for C in banana and then print C. So this is also another and a more convenient way to access every character in a string. So here you can put an actual string, or you can have a variable such as fruit that actually holds a string. So let's see this in the Python shell. So let's do some examples in Python. First, I'm going to create a variable name. I'm going to assign the value Jon Snow. Alright, so what I can do is I can use the len function to see the length of name. Here the length is 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can also just use the len function to pass in any string really. A, B, C, D. Let's put E as well. So the len of this string is 5. Now how can I use this to loop through strings? As we saw in the example, there are two ways. We can say for I in range. So we learned this already. We learned how to use, say, if I know the len of the string 5, I can say for I in the range 5. Okay, before we do that, let's create it. Let's say letters and A, B, C, D, E, F. Let's keep it this way. Okay. Now first thing I want to do is, if I know the length of this, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I can use it in a for loop for I in range 6, and I can print 1, 2, 3. I can print letters of I. So with this, I should be able to loop through and print a small problem. Let's fix this. Alright, so it's letters. Okay, so A, B, C, D, E, F. So since I know the length of the string is 6, I was able to loop through without any problem. But in most cases, the length of the string is pretty unpredictable because it can change based on things happen in the program or based on user input. So the more secure way of creating this is, let's do one more. I can say create a variable called length. I can say this is the len of letters. I'm doing every way possible so you can see the difference between them. So now I can, in the for loop, instead of putting 6, I can say length. And I can print letters of I, and then I can print it without any problem. So But another way, which could be a little bit more better than this, is instead of creating a variable in a separate line, I can just put it in the range function itself, because in most cases I'm only gonna need it once. There's no need to create a variable. So I can say len of letters and print letters of I. So this is a lot better than the previous version. However, there is even a better way to do, which is I can say for note that I'm going to use the C as the index variable for C in letters. And this time I can't index it anymore because it's not indexable now. C will take on every letter in this variable. So notice that I'm not indexing, I'm just printing C itself. And again, A, B, C, D, E, F. Right, so this is how we could do. It doesn't have to be a variable, it could be a string as well. Let's do A, B, C, keep it short this time. And print C. So for C this will loop through for every, C will take on every character in this string. Okay, so this is how we could do. So one last thing I can do, I can say for C in name. Remember what the name was? Name was Jon Snow. Then I can print. This time I'm going to do it a little bit differently. What I'm going to do is I'm going to print C. We could do this. Let's do it first. I'll get Jon Snow, but I can do one more thing. Will be a little bit different this time. I can say print C and end with empty string. So here's what will happen now. So I have Jon Snow printed just like this. All right. So one more thing I could do, I can actually print with a space, and we got Jon Snow. All right. So that's how we can loop through a string variable.